Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another installment of AWW Talk. I'm Ron Pettengale, coming to you all the way live from AWW headquarters, sitting with Crusher as always. Crusher, how you doing this evening?
Hey, Ron, I'm doing great. How about you today?
I'm feeling a lot better than I was, a little under the weather last week, but we're all fine here. So we're going to talk about this Friday's show of AWW, and it is going to be something special because we are coming close to that what's it the super show. The
Oh
super
yeah.
show. Yeah, the super show. So Crusher, how is the do you think the intensity is kind of like it's just there?
I think the intensity is about to boil over. Like everybody wants to see the super show. Everybody's ready for it. All the wrestlers that are going to be participating are completely ready. And we've even seen some surprises happen. Let's not forget the devil within, the devil inside, whatever he wants to be called, got called out by CSX. And that just threw a wrench into everything.
Right you are, right you are. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the card that will have the matches that we'll have. We're coming to you with 5 amazing matches. We are going to see Torrance Banks go one-on-one with the Iceman. And that means Godsman is in the house. And you know what I like to talk about the numbers game. And Torrance Benjamin definitely has the numbers game on his side.
Oh yeah. But one thing that we do have to keep in mind is over the past few weeks we've seen a troubled Iceman who didn't know what was going on with Onyx, but they ended up clearing that up because it was just a miscommunication. So we're gonna have an Iceman coming into this match that's clear minded, all his worries lifted.
Which
Do you
means
think that's
he's going to be
gonna
very dangerous.
Oh yeah. You think that's gonna be a little bit of a problem for Torrance?
Indeed, absolutely. I feel 155% that a clear headed Iceman with his head on his shoulders, looking in the direction that he's looking in, is going to be a big problem for Torrance Banks. A big problem indeed. Because we all know the dexterity and the tenacity. And like, it's more or less like, I don't know. I look at the Iceman like a technician. Like, if he finds a spot, a weak point, he's going to attack that shit. We've seen it happen in the past.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be an exciting matchup for sure.
Honestly, a huge way to start AWW. Right, you are, Crusher.
Oh yeah, and especially with the little rivalry going on like that, you can't ask for a much better start.
I mean, speaking of a hot start, going onwards after that match, we're going to have tag team action as we're going to see the EOP, Aaron Silver, and Big Ben Riley go one-on-one with the BDF. Okay, Andrew and
Hold on,
Smooth.
did you say the
Yeah,
Empires of Pain?
that is absolutely correct. That
Oh
is
man,
absolutely. We haven't seen them wrestle in quite some time, if I'm not mistaken.
no, not at all.
So that's going to be some hot tag team action to continue the night. You know, and I'll tell you something. Like I seem somewhat of a tag team specialist, and a special unit is going to be the one that wins here tonight. It is going to be about unity. It's going to be about frequent tags. It is going to be about isolating a weak point. And no offense, and the odds would say, looking at the two, that Smooth would be the one I would want to isolate away from Andrew if I
It's
was the Empire of Pain.
it's definitely rough because you know AWW just has so many talented tag teams that the bar is set so high for every single team, and for a team to not have competed for a while, there's gonna be a lot of rust compared to everybody else.
You are. And honestly, ring rust might be a thing, but this is a tag team that have been tag team champions a couple times in the past. They are a unit, not even that, they're a family. So, and I've seen these two work before, and they're nothing short than an art of destruction. So honestly, if Smooth and Andrew want to get a big win here tonight, they're gonna have to unify and again, frequent tags, isolate an opponent. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, if I had to flip it around, Big Ben Riley would be my target on the other end of the spectrum.
I see. For me, I just can't give them the win. So, like, I'm gonna favor BDF on this one.
I'm actually going to favor the Empire of Pain, the returning Empire of Pain, because it's like getting on a bike, man. You never forget how to ride it.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but you can
Those are
forget a lot of
two
the
huge
advanced
boys.
stuff.
Those are two huge boys, though. It's not something that you take lightly in the tag team scene.
And I understand that, but it's just, do they still have it in them? And that's what we'll have to see coming up this Friday.
Right, you are. Moving on from that, we're going to see triple threat action. We're going to see Turbs go one-on-one with KX, go one-on-one with the closer. That is
That's
going
gonna
to
be
be,
interesting.
and I'll tell you right now, let's talk about KX for a second. He has made quite the splash since, and I will just call it a reinvention of oneself. A reemergence as of such. I look at KX and the way he moves and the way that he wrestles and the way that he works, and he looks like a contender. He looks like a title contender. And now he's up
Yeah.
there working in singles matches against guys like the closer and guys like Turbs. Hell yeah, that's huge. That's huge
Oh yeah.
for him.
It's very, very impressive to see him going against big names like this already. For how little KX has actually been on AWW shows as of recently. Getting that big win has obviously projected him pretty far into AWW to where he's going against not one, but two seasoned veterans. Now, in my opinion, though, KX is going to struggle against Turbs. Closer's also going to be a good fight, but I feel like Turbs is going to be the one to watch this match.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Turbs is going to be the one to watch in this match. Wants to get, and honestly, I don't blame Turbs for wanting to try to get himself back into a world title scene. Like we can say he was he was a one-time AWW World Heavyweight Champion. Whether his reign was long or not is inconsequential. He's had the belt where other guys have never held it before in their lives.
Oh yeah,
That's, in my opinion, a real big
put that.
accomplishment with a
Yeah, you
prestigious
can never
title
just shove that
such
to the side.
as the AWW World Championship is a prestigious championship. So you want to not take Turbs with a grain of salt at all. Like he's definitely a contender and he's a heavy hitter. KX is going to definitely have to figure something out if he's going to want to walk out of this. And even that, the closer's huge in this match too. What do we say about him if he's able to best these two men?
See, I think Closer's going to put up a really good fight, but I can't give him the biggest threat title. Yes, he's a threat, but I feel like this is Turb's match to win it. KX is going to put up the best that he can, though. And Closer, you better believe Closer's not going down without a fight.
Well, Closer's obviously not going to go down without a fight, and this is going to be amazing triple threat action.
100%.
To move on, we're going to see the next match is going to be crazy as Tokyo goes one-on-one with former world heavyweight champion Dudeski.
Oh yeah, we just got done talking about a former champion in the last match. Here's another former champion in Dudeski going up against Tokyo.
We want to talk about rising stars. Let's talk about Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo has definitely been on the rise as of recently, getting a huge win last week.
In one of my opinions, one of the most unique finishers in all of AWW.
Yeah, I agree with that. You got to watch out for the Zelda Link. You know, if we look back to last week, it was very clearly Linty's match in a lot of people's eyes. Linty was highly favored to win. Tokyo ended up shocking the world. And now Tokyo gets a match against Dudeski. Like, we're just seeing all these people just shooting up in AWW recently. It's nice because
Absolutely.
Tokyo's not even a rookie. Tokyo's a very experienced wrestler.
And that's the best thing about AWW. AWW is the land of opportunities. If you can perform, you have got love from the entire fan base. And it is amazing to see what happens sometimes around here with some of these superstars that rise out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and coming from where in year one of AWW, I would say that Tokyo's it was meh. The year that she had was meh, but she's really come a lot far from that point.
Oh yeah, and this is gonna be a make or break for Tokyo, I feel, because either that streak continues and Tokyo proves, hey, it's not just a fluke, or else Dudeski just completely exposes Tokyo.
And I mean, I guess we'll have to find that out come Friday. And you guys know what you have to do if you want a front row seat to that. You have to hit that subscribe button, and for $4.99 or $5.99 a month, you can get a front row seat ticket to that and the Madden series that Wolf's got going on. So, get on
Go check
that.
it out. Twitch.tv/The Avatar Wolf.
And I hear that the merch page has been redone.
Oh yeah, new clothing line too.
And honestly, I want to talk a little bit about that before we bring on our special guest for the Night Crusher. I got someone real special for us tonight, but we'll get to that momentarily. If you guys go over to the new AWW merch store, buy yourself some shirts, buy yourself any shirt. Show some love, AWW style. It's Christmas time. Get your loved one a Potter shirt or an Ace shirt or a Turb shirt or a KX shirt today. I can't guarantee it will be there by Christmas because it's, real close to Christmas. But, it will be a great gift.
And you can find that link to the merch store down in this description of this video.
So at this time, before we talk about the main event, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our special guest. I'm bringing in Ian Quick. Ian, welcome to the show. It is a pleasure to have you here, sir.
It is a pleasure to be here once again. Thank you all for having me here.
It is my honor to have someone as prestigious as you sitting next to me in Crusher. But I got to ask you, and this is the question that all of us want to know all week long. How do you feel walking in to the main event as you go one-on-one with one of your former best friends in RWP? Whatever maniacal, ridiculous craziness that's going on in this man's brain, where he 1 minute says he forgives you and then 1 minute he's blaming you for his problems and all these things that you couldn't control.
Where do we begin with this one? This is going to be a long one, if you don't mind. And we've all read the chats here. We've seen where he's taken the public a lot of personal gripe that he has towards me. And one would understand. I did try to understand him. I gave him the benefit of a doubt for a while when he was trying to redeem himself. And then all of a sudden, he joins the Wise Man brand. He projects his anger at a commentator, and then I, it might sound like I demoted myself to a commentator. I'm going to get right to that. But the one thing that irked me is over the things that he said is that he rather forgives me for the things that happened to Draven, that's happened to Shock, that's happened to them, the cleaners in general. And my question is, and I'm going to speak not to you guys, but to RWP, to Ryan W. Potter himself. You look at me and you tell me what I have to apologize for, Potter. You see, when I became part of this business, when I've worked hard to get where I'm at, I saw an opportunity no one else took. Because I was sure I wouldn't make it. I expected none of you to support me, understandably. And the reason I haven't wrestled for AWW is because I took on a responsibility of taking control for commentary. And for the time, it was worth the sacrifice. Because at least I have a place in wrestling, even if I'm not a wrestler. For the record, just to digress, I still get work in this business. To tell me that I haven't wrestled in 2 years is an awful stretch, just because I haven't worked for AWW.
Oh, you don't have to tell me of your accomplishments, sir. Trust me, I follow you wherever you go. Trust me, I am interested in knowing the people I bring on my show, and you are no slouch, sir. Whether you've had a professional match or not is beyond anything. The skills that you have in the ring, I've seen, and if no one else has seen here, you're in for a treat. Because I'll tell you right now, like, if you can't get it done, Ian, and my heart prays for you. Because someone needs to slap this man back into reality. Because for whatever reason, in some augmented reality he's created, everyone else is the problem when it's him that's the problem.
And and the thing is that, in additional to that, because I have no involvement for what happened with the cleaners. And this seems to be like that might have been the spark that unleashed the boom, so to say. And you don't blame me for what happened with the cleaners, because you're all grown men. You could have had it figured out for yourselves. I had to have a place, a role I had to fill, shoes that I had to fill, and I'm at fault for this. You don't blame me for what happened with the cleaners. Because, you see, I'm not the one that had to have a redemption arc and then blew the final chance this Fed has to give to you. Instead, you wanted to project to me all of your dirty laundry at me, chomping at the bit to fight me while I was seeded. Now, all of a sudden, and this has been fairly recent, in quotations, it doesn't have to be this way. That we're a family.
Are you saying that he sent you personal text messages where he's tried to back out of this match, seemingly?
No, he hasn't even just directly responded to me at all. Instead, he's taken it out to public. And he wants to tell me it doesn't have to be this way. We're a family. So my question is, Potter, why would he be hesitating? And why do I have to hear him out? Double down. Because I had already made my decision right from the very beginning. Thank you, Avatar Wolf, for granting me this chance and opportunity. You said that AWW is the land of opportunity and outrises anything from out of nowhere. And you see, Ian Quick, the kid from out of nowhere, is making his once-in-a-lifetime debut in AWW. And if it's anyone that's going to be embarrassed, it's going to be the guy who got his ass kicked by a commentator, the guy you actively call a puss. Potter, square up, because very soon you're gonna see why I stuck to commentary, and not for the reason you thought it would be.
And Ian, you know I like doing commentary with you, but twice a week is starting to get a little bit excessive in your company. No, I'm messing with you. Honestly, though, I do need you to do us all a solid favor here. I respected Potter when he came back. RWP, he came back and he made amends with so many people. He wanted to prove that he was a good guy. And then he went and turned towards the Wise Man brand. I need you to beat him.
I stopped having questions and stopped trying to understand him. And if I have to take him on, and even if it takes out my arms, I'll keep kicking him. If he removes my legs, I'll bite him. If he breaks all of my teeth out, I mean, none of this is going to happen, but hypothetically speaking, he's going to have
So you're
my
gonna go
100%.
Black Knight?
Huh?
You're gonna go Monty Python's Black Knight?
I'm invincible.
I can still
what I
bite you.
So the last two questions that I have for you, Ian Quick, is: are you worried about the Wise Man brand? And if Potter was standing in front of you right now, what could be the possible last things that you absolutely say to him before you guys get into the ring?
For the first question, I know what I'm getting myself into, and I've been in this road before. I've been in the ring with many, many tough competitors, whether they were allied with each other or not. I've had odds stacked against me. I was once a champion and had the odds stacked against me, and I still came out on top. And it wasn't anything anybody would have expected, because this kid from out of nowhere was always there to surprise. So, if you're going to tell me, should I be worried about the Wise Man brand? Everyone should. Everyone should keep notice on the Wise Man brand. These guys are vicious. They will do anything. And if it meant to get into Potter's head and make him do the things that they want, then yeah, it should be something to worry about. But am I scared? No. I knew what I'm getting into. And given the chance and opportunity to answer your second question, I have nothing more to say but you reap what you sow for what's coming this Friday.
So with that being said, I think we're all in agreement here that Ian Quick is going to stomp the shit out of RWP. At least that's what I want. And I know that's what
Absolutely.
Crusher wants too.
Listen, he said it didn't have to be this way, but he shouldn't have thrown the first punch. He shouldn't have thrown the jabs. He shouldn't have tried to take this personally. And he wanted to attack someone while they were seated. And I'm not going to let that fly. And let me tell you, if this happened to you, if this happened to Crusher, if this happened to Jake, I would still walk in that ring the same way as I'm doing it right now for my name. I would defend their names as well. And I'm not just doing it for them. I'm doing this for AWW. To thank them for what they've done for me. And they're going to have a show they'll never forget.
And Ian Quick, that is why you are a scholar and a gentleman, and I enjoy sitting next to you, knowing that you defend my honor. That's much appreciated, sir, because as we all know, I'm no fucking wrestler. I just have an awesome voice, and that's what Wolf pays me for.
The pleasure's all mine. If I have one thing to say to everybody, is that even if you're not a wrestler, wrestling is for everyone. There's always a place for you in wrestling. Never give up on that dream. Never.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you sitting here with me and Crusher.
Thank you so much.
Crusher, you're kind of quiet. You nervous about the match? The match on?
Oh no, I'm excited for it.
Well, that's good.
I
So
am straight excited.
imagine to everybody, because as we know, the Wise Man brand will be barred from ringside. So that's not really anything you should be worried about. I think he was saying something about he wanted to fight you one-on-one. Yeah, I kind of heard the last podcast, which, by the way, he weirdly sounds like me, and it's kind of fucked up. I kind of hate his voice, which kind of means I hate my own voice, which is kind of oddly weird. I feel like his voice has more of a New York twang to it, though.
He's got a boneless voice compared to yours.
Yeah, I know. I have a deep, manly, godly, amazing, handsome voice. So, with that being said, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas from everybody here sitting here at the table at AWW Talk, from me and Crusher, from me and Quick, from Wolf himself. Everybody enjoy your holidays. Don't get too wasted. Don't drive your cars. Make sure you leave your keys with the loved one that's sober.
Oh yeah, and keep in
I'm
mind,
Ron
me and
Pettingale.
Ian will see you guys on Friday.
I'm Ron Pettingale. You stay classy, AWW.